In this video, I'm going to explain what a calorie deficit is, how it works, and the basic principles that you need to know in order to pursue healthy weight loss. I'm also going to share some of the common mistakes that people make related to calorie deficits that may be holding you back today. My name is Greg. I've been a nurse for more than half of my life, and I'm on my own personal weight loss journey. So I know the personal challenges that come with weight loss, and I also know the importance of a no-frills approach to healthy long-term success. So let's dive in. A calorie deficit is when you burn more calories than you consume. If you think of it like a bank and calories can be deposited or withdrawn, the goal is to withdraw more calories than you deposit. So every time you eat food, you're actually making a deposit. And when your body is burning energy, it's making a withdrawal. The body burns calories at different levels throughout the course of the day. There are four processes that your body goes through in order to burn calories. The first one, and the one that happens no matter what for everybody, is called the basic metabolic rate. And these are the things that your body does just to stay alive. If you stayed in bed all day, your body would still do these things. These include helping you breathe, circulate your blood, maintaining your temperature, and just keeping your organs alive. Another thing that your body does is it burns calories when it's digesting food. And interestingly, protein requires more energy than other foods. So high protein diets are often a big part of a fat loss strategy. The third thing that contributes to these burned calories are just the basic activities that you may do every day, whether it be walking to the car, doing chores, getting groceries, or just standing at your desk when you're at work. Everybody kind of has different levels of these activities depending on the type of job or what they do for a living. So this could contribute anywhere from 15 to 30% of your burned calories. And then the final thing is the structured exercise. So somebody who trains for marathons is going to have a lot more burned calories in structured exercise than somebody who maybe just walks the dog every other day. But all of that contributes to the total daily energy expenditure. And that's the number that you have to go under every day if you're going to create a calorie deficit. So when you burn more calories than you consume, you're creating a shortfall, but your body needs to fill that shortfall some way. And the primary way that it does it is through fat. Our body was designed to store fat for energy at a later date. And that's exactly what it's going to do now. It's going to use those fat reserves to cover that difference. And over time, you'll actually start to see your weight go down. It starts to decrease that fat mass that you have in your body, and that's how you end up losing weight. The problem with it is that if you don't do it the right way, you could actually the body could actually pull this energy from other places as well, like muscle mass. So your body could be pulling reserves from muscle tissue, and long term, that's not a good thing. And this brings me to my next concern, because some people are able to achieve a calorie deficit in a healthy way, and some people do it in a very unhealthy way. And before I get to that, I just want to ask a favor. If this video is helpful to you or you think it would be helpful to someone else, we just ask that you would give us a like and a subscribe. The first approach would be the healthy approach, and that would require reducing your calories by 300 to 500 calories per day. Creating this deficit would allow you to lose anywhere from a half a pound to 1 pound per week over time. And that's what you would want to do for long-term success. You also want to include protein in your diet, because that's going to give you the energy and the nutrients that you need to maintain your calorie deficit, so that you don't become tired and exhausted when you're adding workouts to your daily workout plans. The unhealthy approach is reducing calories by 1,000 or more, or perhaps only taking in 8 to 1,000 calories per day. Over time, this will result in not fat loss, but you'll be losing weight with muscle tissue. This will eventually cause your body to want to slow down, and you'll actually start having hunger cravings. Your body will also not get the nutrients that it needs, and over time, you won't be able to sustain it. Your body will start to be signaling that it's in starvation, and it'll start to fight back. Eventually, you won't be able to sustain this type of calorie deficit, and you'll probably rebound and gain the weight back that you were trying to lose to begin with. So that brings me to the next point. What are the mistakes that people have when they're trying to maintain a calorie deficit? The first one is just kind of what I was explaining, going with a too aggressive approach to calorie deficit. Again, when you're too aggressive and trying to do it too fast, you're just going to overwork your body in a way that's not sustainable, and you'll eventually burn out and give up in a couple of weeks. The second mistake is not accurately tracking your calories. Oftentimes, people try to do this by eyeballing what they're eating and just saying, "Oh, yeah, that looks like that's about 100 calories, or that looks like that's 500 calories." A perfect example is somebody may eat a handful of cashews and not realize that it's 300 calories, or they may underestimate how much olive oil they're using, and when they're cooking, and it comes out to 120 calories that they totally didn't even count for. When this happens, people think they're in a calorie deficit, but they're gaining weight. Chances are that they're not in a calorie deficit. They're just underestimating the amount of calories they're actually consuming. The third thing is ignoring protein in your diet. Protein's important because it's going to sustain your muscle nutrients. It's also going to make you feel fuller longer and provide you the energy that you need to get through your days. The fourth mistake that people make is overestimating the value of exercise and underestimating the diet. You're not going to be able to outwork a bad diet. A single muffin could end up taking away 1 hour of cardio. When it comes to calorie deficits, the diet does all the heavy lifting here. You definitely want to make sure that you're managing your diet, and then use your exercise to basically provide you with support as far as health and fitness, but it's not going to be the main driver in a calorie deficit. And the fifth thing is just not being patient enough. A lot of people expect big results right away. You really want to be patient with this approach and allow yourself time to do it right. Again, if you do it the wrong way, you're going to not be burning fat, but you're going to be burning muscle and perhaps just using stored sugar, which is not going to result in weight loss. So with that, let's talk a little bit about timing. What are some realistic expectations with weight loss and timing? If you first start your diet and you want to maintain your calorie restrictions, you might experience some initial weight loss the first week or two, in higher numbers than normal. But this isn't really fat loss. This is probably water loss that you're experiencing, and that's okay. But just don't hang your hat on that. That's not going to be expected long term. But after that couple of weeks, the goal would probably be, like I said, a half a pound to 2 pounds maximum, depending on where you're starting at and how big of a calorie deficit you're working with. You personally will probably start to notice some changes with your body in about 4 to 6 weeks if you do this consistently. And you could probably expect other people close to you to start noticing some changes that they may feel comfortable commenting on at around 8 weeks to 12 weeks. But the long-term changes to your body will probably take from 6 months to a year, again, depending on where you're starting at. And that's okay. It's just something that you want to know going in. Having the proper expectations going in will be important for you to have long-term success with your dieting and calorie restrictions. So finally, let's just close on a couple success tips that you can use practically to help you with maintaining a successful calorie deficit. The first thing is to make sure that you prioritize nutrient-dense foods. These would be things like lean meats, fruits, vegetables, whole grains and whole wheats, and healthy fats. These are the foods that will fill you up and sustain you longer and give you the nutrients that you need with lower calories. The second tip is to increase your daily movement. This would mean like maybe parking further away from the store, or choosing to take the stairs, or maybe walking the dog more frequently. Just any little thing that you choose to do can increase your movement, could increase your calorie burn by 100 to 300 calories a day, depending on how much you do. So that would be the second tip. Tip number 3 would be to manage your environment. Try to prioritize healthy foods and keep them in your house, and eliminate all the trigger foods. You want to make it easy. You want to make it easy for you to make healthy choices, and more difficult or require more effort to make an unhealthy choice. So, for example, if you're at home in the evening time and you're starting to get a craving, and you want ice cream, you might have to decide to actually get in the car, drive to the store, and go get it, as opposed to maybe having an apple handy. So these are the types of things that you want to do to give yourself the best choices. You may still choose to get the ice cream, but it's just going to require a little bit more effort, and it might give you enough of a pause to say, you know what, I can live without it. The fourth tip is to prioritize hydration. Sometimes when we're thirsty, we think we're hungry. So drinking more water can actually help make you feel fuller longer and eat less. So sometimes just drink a half a glass or a full glass of water before you eat, and it may keep you from eating seconds that day and keep your calories down. Getting proper rest. If you don't sleep well, it could disrupt your hormone levels, which could lead to hunger cravings during the day. And those cravings can make it harder for you to maintain your calorie deficit. So you want to shoot for about 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. The sixth thing is to build flexibility into your calorie deficit. Sometimes you're going to want to have those treats available, but if you can build those into your calorie deficit, then that's okay. Obviously, you don't want that to be a staple, but you also don't want to be in full denial all the time. Perfection will probably burn you out as well. You want to make sure that you do have those opportunities to cheat a little bit, because again, we're not looking for perfection, but we are looking for long-term success. And my final tip would also be an ask, would be to subscribe to our channel. That way you could get alerts for our next videos that come out that can help support you on your weight loss journey.